Hello everyone, and welcome back to the tumultuous love story of James and Diep. In the previous episode, we saw James stage his greatest act of protection, sending his young son abroad to be cared for by his mother. For the sake of Diep, the woman he loves, he places her under the guarded roof of a notorious gangster's parents, a hideout so terrifying that even John dares not set foot in it. James, however, does not stop at safety. He confronts John himself, a secret puppeteer, in a bold declaration of war. Retreat is no longer an option. Honor, love, and legacy are at stake. After days of wrangling with John, James believes the storm has finally passed. But nature, with its unprecedented fury, made more ferocious by climate change, has other plans. Disaster after disaster strikes, each more devastating than the last. Mills are submerged, timber roots are cut off, and entire forest communities are left with little more than hope. The burden is on James, not money, but the lives of those who depend on him. Then the meteorologists speak up. A historic flood, the unlikeliest in half a century, is crashing into the heart of his empire. James spent sleepless nights, glued to weather maps, coordinating emergency meetings, mobilizing every resource to evacuate the elderly and young families he had built his career with. In a moment of quiet desperation, he whispered to the darkness, "Diep, will you be angry when you hear my decision?" He knew she would be worried, but remaining passive was impossible. He decided, he would go into the eye of the storm himself. If fate required it, he would stay to help rebuild. Under the gentle lullaby of the drizzle, James led Diep, no vest, just rolled up sleeves and a heavy heart, and they entered a small restaurant, their first private moment in years. Under the starry sky, the world became gentler. Diep leaned her head on his shoulder, silently understanding. And when he finally spoke, his voice soft but firm, she listened with unwavering calm. He would lead the rescue effort. Trembling with love and fear, she declared her intention to stand by him. "Take me with you," she said. Despite his protests, her resolve remained firm. They were no longer two individuals bound by affection, but companions in a common cause. Dawn broke, shrouded in mist and silent fear, as they joined the rescue team. Houses collapsed, fields flooded, memories shattered. Yi bravely faced the rubble with tearful determination, walking among the grieving villagers. But as voices of solidarity rang out, workers and survivors banding together, helping, carrying the rubble, hope glimmered. It seemed the bonds between people could not be erased. On the third day, James, Yi and a group of volunteers boarded a wooden boat to reach those trapped on the rooftops. Their supplies, noodles, water, medicine, felt sacred in their arms. When Yi whispered, "I've never seen people look so fragile," it pierced James's heart. But before he could reply, tragedy struck. A flash flood struck, capsizing their boat with merciless force. Diep was swept into the dark abyss, her life jacket torn apart on a rusty beam. James cut off his jacket and struggled to put it on her, pleading, "Live. Live for me, for our son." They held hands tightly, love burning even in the chaos, until a huge wave tore them apart. Yi was slammed against a submerged rock, the silence fading into darkness. James, gasping, dropped the anchor, watching her drift in the cold, swirling water. Exhausted and defenseless, he fought the current, reaching out to save her, until the current engulfed him. And then, nothing. No screams, no answers, just the swirling current and the fragile persistence of love. Amidst the blood and the darkness, one truth remained: compassion endures. James, the man who sacrificed everything, and Yi, the resilient woman who stood by him, the embodiment of sacrifice and undying devotion. Their fates hung in the balance, like ours, caught between tragedy and the possibility of reunion. Would hope prevail? Would they find each other again? In that quiet, undiminished faith, perhaps a miracle awaited.